What is up, everyone? And thank you for opting in to receive the free trial of the Algo King Squawk Trendlines. Now, these trend lines are different than the last trendline utility that I distributed and provided for free. And the last trendline utility, it required for me to provide definition files for you to load and plot on your chart. Well, this time it auto draws it, which is great because now I'm not having to draw the trend lines for you. It's innovative enough for you to draw your trend lines the way you want to on the time frames that you want. You don't have to just use mine. So this will automatically draw the trend lines. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the process for installing and how to run and use this particular script. So for those of you that have received this trend line, you have received it either through my Telegram channel, whether it's the free one or within my community, or you received a email and where you would have instructions on how to install, a link to this video, and also an attachment with the compiled script file. So what you'll need to do is, step one is you'll need to download that file. Right? So once you download that file, I've downloaded mine here, you would download it into any folder that you want. It'd be your downloads folder, and you can then copy this file into your scripts folder in MetaTrader 4. So the way to do that is you would go to File, Open Data Folder, and we'll let that run. And here in the data folder, you can go to MQL4, and you would have the scripts folder here. And here is where you would plop this file. You would drop this file in this scripts folder. Okay. Once that's done, you can close your browser. And what you would need to do is you would need to refresh your scripts folder. So you would go up to the scripts folder here. Where is it? Where is it? It is down here. And you can right click it here and click refresh. That'll refresh and allow for that script file to appear in your scripts folder. Once that's done, it's ready to use. You don't have to load any script or trendline definition files that this will read. This is just going to look at the candles on your chart and it's going to plot it. Let's walk through that. Let me delete these here. All right. So what you'll need to do is, all you have to do is you can drag the script file onto your chart. Well, let's back up. First, what you need to do is you need to navigate to your highest time frame, right? And you need to then allow for all the candles that you want to be included in this calculation to appear on your chart. It's only going to look at candles that are visible on the chart. So you can zoom out, you can scroll, you can zoom out, you can find the nearest highs and lows, and I'll say, hey, you know what? These are the candles that I want to use in my script. Once I can view my candles, I will then drag the script file onto the chart, and here are your settings. First setting is your Telegram ID. For users that are not members and you're running a free trial, you do not need to populate this ID. This free trial will run all the way until May 27th. So it's a little bit more than 2 weeks, 2 full weeks of using this utility to draw out and plot your trend lines on your chart as you wish on any currency, metal, any pair, any instrument. So you don't need to populate this. For users in my community, you can populate it here as well. This here will let you know the draw bullish trend lines will determine if you want to draw bullish trend lines or not. And here's the color for your bullish trend lines. And here, draw bearish trend lines. You can turn that off or on, and you can select the color. Animate, I have set to false, but if you were to set that to true, you can see how this utility works, how it's drawing it from a swing high, and it's recalculating different variations to find the perfect trend line for you. And now what you have are trendline modes. By default is keep existing trend lines. So what this will do is, if you've got trend lines on your chart, it will append to or add to the chart with the existing trend lines. It will not remove those previous trend lines. It'll keep it there. For refresh trend lines, if you had trend lines drawn, you can select, and you wish to just restart, you can click the refresh trend lines, and then that will clear out all the existing trend lines that were created by this utility and start from scratch drawing new ones. Or you can just simply delete all, and that'll just delete all trend lines and not draw anything else. If you just wanted a quick way to remove all the trend lines that were drawn. Okay, and then what you have is a candlestick break threshold. So what we like to do when we draw trend lines is we like to draw trend lines where they don't break candles. They only break or touch the wicks of candles, right? That's really what you want. But and say you wanted to draw from this trend line here or this swing high here down, well, it would have to cut through these bodies here. It would have to cut through these candles. You can set a threshold to of the total number of candles you wish for this utility to allow to break through. So if you wanted to, you can use that feature so that you can get more trend lines, but you can get the desired trend line. So let's walk through it. So I have this set as is. We already have the candles on the chart the way we want them. And all I'll do is I'll just click OK. Because this is a trial, it'll let you know, hey, this is going to expire on the 27th. And it'll give you information on where to go to learn more about the trend lines, learn more about the community, and to join. Click OK, and it automatically, just like that, draws your 4-hour trend lines. Why? Because we're on the 4-hour time frame, and it will label each trend line with the time period that you're on. It automatically drew these 4-hour trend lines. You could then drill down and say we want to go to the H1, the hour trend line. And we want, let's see what it'll draw here. Let's see here. So for the H1, I mean, this looks really good, but let's see. Let's get our candles that we want to use in on the chart and make them visible. Let's just use this, I guess. Let's go with this here. And what we will do is we'll drag the script back onto the chart and click OK. You're going to get that warning until the expiration is over. Or until the trial is over. You click OK, and it will find more hour trend lines to draw on the chart just like that. You can remove the chart, the trend lines you want by just simply double-clicking it, right-clicking, and deleting the trend line. We can now then, of course, you can continue to add to these trend lines, to add trend lines to the chart by just working down your time frames. Usually I work on the hour 4, and then I'll drop down to the M5. And then maybe M1 right before market open to get some more risky but close trend lines that are closer to price. So here, we'll use these trend lines. We'll use this price here. We'll say, hey, this is the price that we want to use to draw trend lines. All you have to do is just drag this script back on, click OK, and it will draw trend lines for you all automatically. You can remove the ones that are super risky. For this one, I wouldn't trade it because it's right there. And it's literally right there on price right now. So I wouldn't trade that. I would remove this, but you will have any of the previous trend lines here, the minute 5 here. This is a minute 5 trend line that's drawn across. You can use that if you'd like. And then, of course, you can draw it out. Let's see how many this can draw and what it does here. So here, we'll use these candles to draw trend lines. And let's see if there's any that are valid. I'll drag it on. I'll click OK. Boom. Now it drew a whole lot of trend lines. So I'll remove the ones that I don't want, right? These are too close, too risky. This one here, don't really like it. Only touched maybe 1 or 2 points. I really like this one here because it's close to this 200 SMA. So I'll remove this and I'll keep these perhaps. And that's it. That's as simple as that. And what you want to do to trade this is, obviously, you want to wait for price to break above, retest, or close above the trend line, retest, and continue to push upward. Or if price came down, for it to break this trend line, retest it, and then continue to push down. And that would be your entry. It's as simple as that. If you've noticed, all of you should have seen many of the posts of trend line breaks that we've taken in the community. It's a no-brainer. It's simple and easy. So what's next? I'm now taking this script, I'm including it in the lightning bolt strategy, and I'm going to, one, allow for the lightning bolt indicator to auto draw these trend lines and to also auto trade them, auto trade the breaks. So there's a lot of interesting and great things that are happening. My community, they are going to be, they've already validated this script. Now I'm including it, and they're going to be testing new functionality once they validate it and give me their approval, signature of approval. Then I will then include any changes that they feel necessary and that I deem valid into the EA, into the lightning bolt strategy, and we will then continue to grow the indicator that way. I'll redistribute it, And that's it. Be sure to join the free community. You will receive instructions on how to join that in the email. Join that. I'll be dropping some tips, some strategies, all in that community for the free community. And of course, if you really want to tap in, join the Algo King community itself, and there you'll have full access to the full version of the lightning bolt strategy, and you will then be a part of the community where we're helping educate, grow, and then another quick thing, I will be onboarding a psychologist. I will be a trading psychologist. I'll be introducing her next week. So yeah, there you have it. We're really gearing up and ready to rock and roll. So let's go, and thank you very much.